So welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I have the Logitech G435. This normally costs about, I would say $89 to $100 normally online, but I got it at Micro Center for $29.99. It was actually marked down. It did come in different colors, like a black with yellow, yellow cords right here. But unfortunately, this is the only one that they had available at the time. I just happened to turn my head and see it and said, let's try it out. And luckily, this is my go-to headset in terms of just everyday use. I love this thing so far. It's not to convince you guys to buy it, but of course I'm gonna review it properly so you can hear the recordings, the sounds, all that fun stuff. Let's get this out of the way right now before we get into the video. It does have an 18-hour battery life. It supports spatial audio, Dolby Atmos, 40mm drivers. What I will say right now is it does have the USB mode, which it comes with a dongle. It also has Bluetooth mode, so you can switch between the two seamlessly. Very easy to use, and that's pretty much it. I'm not going to show you Dolby Atmos or anything like that. I'm just going to use it in the most purest way I can, with is connected to a computer. No software, just connected so you can hear the quality. Well, you won't be able to hear the quality, obviously, but I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing in real time. So with that being said, let's get right into this review. So this is the headset in all its glory. Now, obviously, this video was done over a period of time, so I'm not sitting at the same table. Normally, I come back to that table, that white table you're used to seeing, but I want to do things a little bit differently. So this is my computer desk right here, one of them. This is the headset itself. These are the colors. I'm not exactly a fan of that, for being completely honest here, but for the price tag, it wasn't bad at all. Of course, this does have a USB dongle, so if you plug this into the USB, you power this on and automatically it's going to find it, whatever it's plugged up to. But you can also use this in Bluetooth mode. This is for USB mode. There's also a Bluetooth mode also. So I'm going to show you how to use that real fast. No need for me to pull out an extra phone to show you how to sync it, because the process is very simple. So number one, right here we have the power button, volume up and down. You have a mute button, but this also doubles down as, what's the word I'm looking for here? It allows you to switch between Bluetooth and USB mode. So if you hold it for about 3 seconds or so, it'll actually blink and you'll hear a noise. It'll let you know that it's in Bluetooth mode. When you hold it again for about 3 to 5 seconds, it'll blink again and it'll switch back over to USB mode. So theoretically, not theoretically, I actually tried it. If I have this plugged into a computer right now and it's on PC mode, it's going to work for the PC, no problem, no ifs, ands, no issues whatsoever. If I keep this headset on and I want to switch over to my phone, all I have to do is hold this button right here for a few seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. It'll blink and it'll automatically connect to whatever Bluetooth device it's already connected to. So be aware, it's not a headset that has multi-point, where multi-connection, where you can have multiple Bluetooths hooked up. You still can, but obviously the last or more recent one is going to be the one that it connects to. So this stays connected to my phone at all times. In addition to that, if I want to use it for the PC, like I said, I just plug it up to my computer, hit the button, it switches over, problem solved, and that's it. So that is how you actually sync it. And I kind of did 2 sections at one. This is also how it looks in general. Like for me, I do like the design itself, very simple. It's smooth. It looks cheap. Don't get me wrong. The cushions don't necessarily look that comfortable, but they actually feel very, very good. This is a little stretchy part. It's the coil that allows it to retract back and forth. The mesh up top, it's just a very thin fabric, so you're not going to get much head support right here. But again, this is made with light materials, so I have no issue whatsoever with fatigue. And remember, ear fatigue is a real thing. A lot of people don't talk about it enough. They normally mention how great it sounds, how great the music sounds, the great experience that you're having with noise and volume and things like that. But they always forget to talk to you about the comfortability of long-term use, because everyone is different. And sometimes you just find that universal headset that feels great. To me, this is probably the best feeling headset in this price tag that I've had in a long time. And we're talking about, I have other headsets like these right here, much more comfortable. These feel like I'm weighing, I have a whole person on top of my head. You know, I have another headset I'll show you guys as an example. I forget which one this is called, but this is one of the Rig headsets right here. This awesome headset, right? But the problem is that it's very, very heavy. So even though you feel soft cushions a lot of times in some of these headsets, hopefully you guys can still hear me while I'm talking, it's better to put it on your head and feel for yourself, because that's the only way to determine it. Anyway, with that being said, let's do some sound tests. I'm going to have some recordings for you guys so you can hear how good it sounds when you're recording on a PC, and also, let's say, if you're recording from a phone call, because they do make a huge difference. All right, guys, so this is the section of the video where we're going to talk about quality of sound, how good the music actually is in your ears. Now, I've done music creation, nothing professional. Obviously, I'm not in that type of genre, but I just do it for fun because I make my own YouTube intro music. So for this particular section, what I've noticed is that as I use this headset, and I've been using FL Studio, again, I am not a professional. So before y'all criticize the music, just understand that I am not a professional. Now, I did play other music so I can give you guys an idea of how it sounds from actual professional artists. I'm going to play two things. One is going to be in Warzone. That is something from YouTube itself, YouTube friendly music, just so you know. You can actually find it in the application, the My YouTube Studio application, for those that are looking for music that won't get you copyrighted when you post it. Obviously, that could change over time, but it's on the YouTube app and it's YouTube friendly. So if you're doing shorts or background music, you can go ahead and use it. So I'm going to go ahead and play Warzone for you guys. You're going to hear it. I'm going to do some commentary while it's playing so you can understand where I'm coming from, because I'm listening to it in a headset. What you're hearing is the original song. So be mindful. See me load this up. The bass sounds very, well, not bass, but the, I forgot, I was about to say the bass. I'm re-recording this part. Bass sounds good. Very, very clear. Even as I'm turning it up. Now turn it back down. Obviously not to blow up my ears. It feels good. Like even when I'm on a PC, I turn this thing up to about 70. It's so when it starts to get much, much louder, it's not breaking up. I'm going to turn it up to 80. I don't have any issues whatsoever. I'm going to turn it up to 90. Still sounds good. And this is 100 for me. It sounds good, man. I don't think the volume rates for you guys, but on my end, I'm turning the volume up and down from my keyboard. It sounds very, very clear. I love the way this feels. I've had this thing on my head for hours with recording. Okay, so it sounds pretty good. So again, it sounds very, very clear. I love the way it, when you hear the hats and kicks and different things. Again, if I'm missing an instrument, I don't know all the technical terms, but this is just an amateur telling you how it sounds. I don't have an issue with this. Even when I'm playing video games, Elden Ring, Resident Evil 4, I'm playing Call of Duty, I can hear all the footsteps. Now, I don't believe this has like Dolby Digital 7.1 and all that stuff. If that's what you're looking for, it doesn't have active noise cancellation. So for some, this isn't ideal. But for me, I've used other headsets, like I've showed in the video, Skull Candies, everything from I forget what the company's called, Rig or whatever they're called, Atrix. I use so many different types of headphones on a regular basis, and this is the only one in recent years that I put on my head that I've come across. Remember, that I've come across. I kind of get random stuff that I can leave on my head for long periods of time, and not only does it sound good, but also the amount of bass that I listen to doesn't give me a headache. It doesn't feel sore after time because of the speakers itself. All of that matters. Like, just because something sounds good, looks good, doesn't mean that it's going to be good for you in the long run. People seem to confuse that. So anyway, I'm going to play something else for you guys to kind of give you an idea. There's something that I'm working on currently. Again, I don't know how to make music, but I'm working on intros for my YouTube page or just background music in general. So I didn't finish this, but I'm going to play it so you guys can have an understanding of the reason why I feel so strongly about this headset, why it's so good for me. So, can I turn this down? I don't know how loud this is going to be, but I'll let it rock the way it is. So, for me, This is something I'm doing in FL Studio right now. Like the let me explain it this way. The way I normally do FL Studio is normally I have a subwoofer and speakers. I play it out loud and I make music loudly so I can feel the bass, the tremble, the rumble, and all that stuff. And then I put a headset on when I'm doing all my checks and before I convert it to an MP3 and all that good stuff, right? That's the way I do it. Again, no training whatsoever. I don't know what I'm doing. But the point is, I'm just spitballing, trying to figure it out. One of these years, I'm going to take a tutorial in FL Studio. But until then, I'm just going to live through my ignorance and learn how to use it manually. And as I play stuff, I've noticed that with certain headphones, if you're using a cheap one, you're going to hear it struggling when you turn certain volumes and certain aspects up, where sometimes you'll have a cheaper headset or a headset that focuses more on bass. And when you decide to make your kicks a certain volume or your claps or your snares or whatever it is, that headset doesn't pick it up accurately. So by the time you use your finished product, what ends up happening is you have a bunch of instruments that are overpowering each other, and then you have to manually go back in and do some edits. Again, this is a guy that used to do this on a budget on a very low-end computer, so my experiences were very bad back in the day, but gradually as I made more money and got older and got better computers, rigs, I noticed a difference between everything. So again, let me shut up. I'm going to finish playing this, and I'm just going to say how smooth it sounds in my ears. I'm not sure which part I'm going to use for an intro, but I might just scrap it. I'm not sure yet. See, the balance of the sounds is very, very good for me. I like the way it sounds. I could tell if the claps are too high. I could tell if the snares are too high. Again, this is just... I like it. This is probably the part that I'm going to use for an intro for Nothing Untouched. I'm not sure yet if it's better than my current song. I'm sure someone in the comment section will let me know if you see this video. But anyway, the point is that the headset's really good. I love the way the headset feels, the way it sounds, what it does for music, what it does for backgrounds. If I'm playing games, it's just a very good headset. I know I'm repeating myself over and over again, but I love it. But anyway, I recorded this section for too long. It's time to go into the next section, which, to be honest, I'm re-recording certain parts. So I'm thinking that I'm probably going to go into the voice and how it sounds when you record on an actual phone, and then we'll basically close the video and see if it's worthwhile purchasing. So this is the section that you guys probably want to see. What you're hearing right now is how recordings are going to sound with this particular headset that I'm talking in right now. Normally I do use I think what it's called a Hypercast microphone, but I switched over the audio to this headset so you guys can get a fair idea of just pitching and sound. So for me, I do a lot of recordings. A lot of times I normally use a microphone, but occasionally I do use the headset itself. Most of the time I don't use headsets because they tend to be very uncomfortable, especially over long periods of time of using them. That's just me with the tightness, but this one feels very good. It feels very loose. I have no complaints after hours of using this. And I'm talking about I've been playing Resident Evil 4 Remake. I've been playing quite a few video games. I've connected this to my Steam Deck, including to my phone. And I just use it all the time. And I have no issue. And that's very, very surprising. It's very hard to find a decent headset that not only sounds good, but also feels good. And with this price tag of $89 normally, but on sale for $29.99, honestly, you can't really go wrong with that. I suggest everyone pick it up. Now, color isn't for everybody. I don't care for it in the slightest. They did have different variations, but they were sold out. So kind of be aware of that when you go up to Micro Center or if you order it, depending on your region. But they're the ones that's actually having the sell. I would say check out Logitech also. I'm kind of just ranting and just speaking to you so you guys can just get the full extent of how good this headset actually sounds. So with that being said, I have another recording for you guys. I'm going to do a recording in the phone itself as if it's a phone call so we can see how that differs from me recording from software, which is this Twitch Studio that I'm using right now.
Whip up my appetite.
So basically, to answer the question of whether this headset is actually worth the asking price, yes, absolutely it is. I've bought headsets that were $100, $60, $20, $30. It varies. And the last headset that I had, I forget the exact model, but it was an Anchor headset, and they lasted me for about a good 3 years. And then over time, I let other people use it, and it didn't treat it the same way I did, and they end up getting damaged, which is totally my fault. This is the price you pay when you let other people use things. So I decided, you know what, I need another headset, because the earbuds are fine and dandy, but there's times where earbuds just can be very uncomfortable, or they don't have the battery life that you truly desire. So I said, let me try it over the head. I just happened to be in the store. I'm just telling you how my story went. And I purchased it just off of a whim. Had no idea that this would become my favorite headset. Now, it doesn't mean that this has the best sound out of all the headsets out there, obviously. And it really depends on what it is that you want it to do. Now, me, I play this from playing 7 Days to Die. I play this from playing Resident Evil. I do have earbuds or over the heads that do have active noise cancellation and surround sound and all those features, but none of that matters to me if it's not comfortable for long periods of time. Remember, I wear glasses, and I don't like, well, I'll show you guys my glasses again so you can understand. So when you looked at my glasses, the shaft of the glasses, pause, is very thick, if I said pause. And when you have something else pressing against it, if I had a thinner pair of glasses, this probably wouldn't be an issue. So that's why I say there's certain headphones that I have to wear. Like I have Bluetooth glasses. I have to use that every day. I love it. It's very convenient for my job to be able to just talk through my glasses and do my work more efficiently, but also for personal use, obviously. And, having something that's complementary that works with it is great for me. Now, I've had these on a scooter. I went to work with these on my head. I've used them at work for different times. Obviously, over the head isn't ideal, but it was for test purposes. And again, I love them. $29 or $89. I don't think you're going to find a headset that's nearly as comfortable. In terms of sound, yeah, you can find one that probably sounds better. In terms of quality of talking, that's also another issue. Most people that I talked to said that it was very, very clear, and they had no issue with that. So when I spoke in other headsets, it basically varies. Now, it's not to say that one company's better than the other, but it's Logitech. So it's meant for PC. It's compatible for PC. You don't have to worry about software issues. I just plugged it in, plug and play. It worked immediately. I was good to go. And that's that. But anyway, like and subscribe. I had something else to say, but I'll just leave it at that. Like and subscribe, guys. And I will see y'all in the next video where we talk more tech and fun things in general.